known topic. A little bit have been rejuvenated by me, and we have been using it quite often for past few days. Now, can you please tell me why you visit health library help quite often? What is your idea of visiting this library, visiting the talks?
Get more information about
Health, right? Anything else?
the subjects are very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
And the speakers, some of the speakers are cut about the rest.
Right. So it's like you want to collect more information about health. You want to be aware about what's happening with your health, and then when you are aware, you know what and where your health is going. So, to achieve health is maybe an objective to come here and read on the health topics as well as health books. So what is health? Can we have some perspectives on what do you feel, what exactly is the meaning of health? If you say that you are healthy, what it means?
The narrow meaning is absence of disease.
Yeah, absence of disease.
Its definition is much more wider.
Yeah, right. So as rightly said by him, it's absence of disease is a narrow kind of perspective, but then WHO has widened the definition of health. Now, if we go and have a look at what is the WHO's definition, what they say is health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being and not merely absence of a disease or infirmity. Now, this definition has been defined in 1948, and since till date it's the same. They have not modified. We have added, or rather I say that in addition to above, spiritual well-being is also required. In the sense, if you just are very much materialistic and having materialistic view, at times you get afflicted with certain diseases because you are not having soothing kind of personality, and some aspect we'll talk it about in detail in next few slides. So if you look at my perspective, it is complete physical, mental, social and spiritual well-being, and not merely absence of symptoms, disease or infirmity. So let's break these fragments and let's learn more about what exactly is meant by health. So physical well-being, when you look at physical well-being, you are completely asymptomatic. There are no symptoms present. You are very much comfortable and having sound sleep, regular bowel movements, sweet breath. Now here I would like to emphasize that sleep is also very important, and if that sleep is disturbed, then that means there is some kind of disturbance going on within your body, and then possibly it's the earlier signs of the disease emerging or evolving further to a next level. So if you are having a disturbed sleep, you should be very much aware of it, and then you should be able to find the remedy why the sleep is disturbed and why you are not getting a sound and refreshing sleep.
So elderly, you say they do have a...
Yeah, I think we'll come to that a little later. Then it comes to bowel movements. You have to have a regular bowel movement without any complaints and without any sort of laxatives. Then sweet breath, even if you have bad breath, that indicates that it's a start of some process, disease process, and then your oral health is not in good health, and then it is likely to give rise to a systemic disease later on once it evolutes further to the next level of evolution. Then comes mental well-being, again asymptomatic state where you don't have any symptoms pertaining to any mental disease as such. Then next is balanced state of mind. What do you mean by that? Is harmonious play of will, intellect and emotions. If you say will, it's like your aversions desire to do a certain thing. If you like something to be, something to consume more, it has to do with will. Intellect is your intellectual capabilities where you can retain whatever situations have had happened. Then comes emotions. Is it that if you don't have any anger in you, if you don't have any jealousy in you, is that a right state of health? Are you in state of health?
There is the human.
Yeah. So it's not possible for a human being to have or to enjoy living without having anger within himself or without having jealousy within himself. So what I mean by saying harmonious play is like at some stage you have that coming up, at some stage it is very much subdued. So it's not always dominant, it's not always predominant, and you are not having that particular state constantly. So if it is out of proportion to the reality, then yeah, it's a start of a disease process. Like for example, when you are sitting over here, some animal creeps in, some of you may not be shrieking at that particular animal, but some of you will really shriek at that animal and then they are frightened. So this is what I call is an out of proportion reaction to the reality. Then externally calm, quiet, composed, then not at war with himself. So it's like you are not constantly at war with yourself, and you are very much confident about what you are doing, and you are at ease, and externally you are calm, quiet and composed. As well, do not think as facing end of world kind of situation. So any small instances, if that individual thinks that it's kind of end of world, because problems are going to, you are going to face problems. It's not going to be a smooth, easy living. So the moment you come across any sort of problem, it's not the end of world kind of problem. So if you have a balanced, healthy state, and if you take a proper look at that problem and can try to resolve that problem, it can be easily resolved. So this is what is my perspective about mental well-being. If you go further, social well-being, I think smile, the moment you have a smile on somebody's face, that's kind you are welcoming society. You are comfortable in society. Then socializing is not a problem. You are not isolated. That particular individual has not isolated himself from the society, and he can easily share his views and idea whenever he is socializing. I am specifying this as not only on the electronic platform, because right now we see that people quite often are on Facebook, LinkedIn and other social sites. That's one part of socializing. But well, if you can't physically meet, you are trying to connect with people using that platform. But to have a healthy social well-being, you need to actually physically interact with person. You need to physically go and visit all these whatever functions, family functions you have, or other socializing kind of events, and then interact with people. You should not be very much afraid or very much aware of what sort of interaction you are going to have with them. Then comes spiritual well-being. This is a facet which we have added to this definition of health. The believing immaterial reality or spiritual well-being is inner path of enabling a person to discover the essence within himself or herself, and practicing meditation, prayer or contemplation. Spirituality is a source of inspiration or orientation in life. At times whenever you are materialistic, we try and resolve and we try and face each and every problem. But there are certain things which are beyond our control, and then you feel short of that, and then you start losing your patience. Say for example, any natural calamity, it's beyond our control. So you need to have that in mind, that there is somebody beyond your own control, and then you need to accept that it's an immaterial kind of reality. So if you have all this in a proper shape, in a proper level, it's in a balanced state, can you say that you have achieved health? Is the objective of living achieved? What do you feel? Yes? Yeah, anybody else? Any other perspective on this? Say for example, if you have mental well-being, physical well-being, social, spiritual well-being, is that everything what you have achieved?
Something or the other will be lacking in life.
What is that?
Peace of mind, for example, for knowing yourself.
Yeah, but that mental well-being is always there. Maybe that's where we call the satisfaction. Despite of achieving all this, if you are not satisfied, then there is no meaning to it. So should enjoy the state of health, and then there is a bliss feeling while you are trying to achieve your objectives of living. So that is what is an additional facet to this, which we can say that everywhere, wherever the World Health Organization as well as other organizations, when they conduct a survey, they think of this satisfaction quite a lot. So quality of living, it's a healthy state as defined with satisfied living. Whatever you are living, whatever is your objectives, you're satisfied with that and you have been fulfilling those objectives in a proper way. So if you take quality of living as a target wherein you want to achieve health as it has been defined by the World Health Organization, and then plus you need to be very much satisfied about the kind of health you are achieved through maybe awareness and through other means. So if we take quality of living as a target, let's see how we can further go. If you have to achieve quality of living, you need to be aware of what exactly you are going to do, what is your plan to achieve quality of living, and then to have this physical well-being, mental well-being, social well-being, spiritual well-being, and life satisfaction. So let's again break down at these maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels and discuss how you can achieve quality of living. So in order to be aware of the whole thing and in order to be proactive, you are, as it is coming here to help, you are reading health information on net, which is on code subscribed kind of information. You are visiting Dr. Malpani's clinic, Dr. Malpani's website, even my own website drpradhan.com, and we have a kind of magazine, quality of living magazine, as well as other health magazines which you might be reading. So you are aware of what's happening and you are very much proactive with regards to that awareness. So it's not just you are reading and then you are just forgetting what you have read. So being very much proactive will help you to achieve the next levels of physical well-being and mental well-being, emotional well-being, social well-being. Now when it comes to physical well-being, usually what we say is you need to take a balanced diet. It's not that you are focusing only on one item and just having that particular item. So it's a balanced diet. You are consuming each and every item in a very proportionate quantity as well as quality. Then correction in the markers of health, regular bowel bladder movement, if that is not there, then you need to work on that and correct those markers. Then if you are having disturbed sleep, you need to pay attention to that and correct that as well. Then sweet breathe. Then comes regular exercise. You need to move for health. Challenge your own physical endurance every day. So like only moving for health, but if you're taking a walk and not challenging your own physical endurance, that's not the kind of walk usually has to be taken. Every day you need to increase the timeline. So if you are walking for 10 minutes, tomorrow you need to walk for 15 minutes, next 20, 25. So you should feel breathless and it should be a brisk walk and you're trying to challenge your own physical endurance. And then you can maintain a plateau and you can do about brisk walk, maybe playing games such as badminton, swimming, can also help. Now this is what I am talking about if the person does not have any disease or if they do not have any kind of symptom. But say for example, if the person is suffering from a chronic disease and then he wants to achieve quality of living, he need to take a proper treatment for the ailment what he is suffering from. So that's what I have added to the last. Then comes mental well-being. How to achieve balanced state of mind. You can practice yoga, meditation, and then in addition to practicing yoga and meditation, we feel that having a good companionship with spouse, friend or family member would also add to achieving a good kind of mental well-being, because if you are all alone then it's not going to serve you in the sense you will feel lonely at some time. So there should be a good companionship and a warmth of a relationship should also be there to maintain good mental well-being. Then there should be a recreational kind of thing. What I mean by recreation is not just attending some program or watching a movie. That's not the kind of recreation what we are looking out for. You should be actually doing that particular item. If you enjoy songs, then you should be singing. If you enjoy playing some say any instrument, then you should play that instrument. So that sort of recreation is required. Only listening to song does not fall under this recreate or recreation. Then take a break from your day-to-day routine, go away from your day-to-day routine so that you enjoy vacation, and as well you can be with the family, because nowadays what we see is all those working people, they are constantly working. Even 12 hours a day is very much short time for them, so they need to take a break and really need to be with the family. What comes next is social well-being. Smile is a very simple kind of act. What, if you give a smile, it denotes pleasure, joy, happiness, amusement, and it's a cross-culturally accepted act. So if you smile at somebody, even if that person is not from the same culture, he will recognize, yeah, you're smiling. And then smiling changes your mood and as well relieves stress. One needs to really participate in socials and also develop a companionship. So that's a healthy relationship. It's a warm relationship with you are sharing with somebody. So that's what it's about social well-being. If you practice all these things, you will try and achieve a good social well-being. Then comes spiritual well-being. Now what comes to me, if you look at my perspective, is that believe in immaterial reality and surrendering self to a higher immaterial authorities. Maybe if you then again, whether you believe in God or not, that's again a question of debate. So what I say is that at least you should pray to the source of energy, which is sun, and if you want to maintain a proper balance, maybe on the other side you should at least offer some prayer to Saturn, because we are in the center. At some level there is a great source of energy, and at another level there is Saturn. Then maybe enchanting spiritual words such as Om also will help you to achieve spiritual well-being. And then take it to your mind that it's not you who are worrying constantly. There is somebody who is also going to be there to resolve your worries. So that's what all about achieving spiritual well-being. Now still, as what earlier we discussed, still maybe quality of living cannot be achieved. So you need to be satisfied with what you have with you. You need to be very much contented about what you have with you. How to be satisfied? A big question. Now here I have put man versus animal. So there is a difference between animal being and being human beings. For being human, we are living for higher purposes of living. They should have some objective of living, because animals don't have any objective. They just are surviving. But for us, we have higher purposes of living. So for that we need to have a proper goal set in, and maybe it's a short-term goal, it's a long-term goal, and then try and achieve that goal. And once you try and achieve a particular goal, you are happy about it. You are satisfied that you have set a goal and then you have achieved that particular goal. So that goal can be a short-term goal or a long-term goal. And then enjoying health as well as life. So in all, whatever you are doing, you should be satisfied, and then you can try and achieve whatever goals you have set for yourself. If you have quality of living, what it gives you, it boosts your immune system. As well, it prevents and helps to overcome chronic diseases, and it boosts your productivity. Whatever you are doing, if you are happy about it, if you are in a state of good health, then you boost your productivity, and then you can achieve whatever are your targets. Now what we do here is the same thing what have been spoken, is that we have developed some questionnaire just to quantify. If you say what is physical well-being, what is emotional well-being, and what is spiritual well-being, then we quantify that thing by means of questionnaire, by means of certain indexes, and then monitor quality of living quotient. Because at times people say that, yeah, well, you have advised us that all these things, but then what, whether we are on right track or we are not on right track. So we usually, with this program, we monitor all this in terms of indices and then advise treatment accordingly. We also have a quality of living magazine. I have got the subscriptions form here, wherein we will be incorporating articles from various doctors on this particular topic of quality of living, which will be in English and which will cover all health, wellness and rest of the things. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you have any questions.
What's your name?
Jayashri More.
How was the health talk?
The health talk was really good. It was very knowledgeable. Earlier, like before this talk, what I was thinking about health was only physical being. But then when I came to this to listen to this talk, I got to know that there is much more than health. There much more than the physical thing. That is, you need to take care of your spiritual level. You need to take care of your mental health also. These all are the things which are going to help you to be fit and fine.
Thank you.